This is a video just for those people that are confident with a soldering iron and know a little bit about electronics. It's not really for everyone, but it's how I fixed my washing machine. Okay, so the problem was that the wash stopped at the start of the rinse. Now, there's a heap of videos or websites that tell you how to put one of these Fisher and Paykel washing machines into diagnostic mode, and the lights on the top will tell you what the error is. And in my case, it said error 62, and the first solution is to check the pump and replace the pump, and the second one is to go and buy a new motor control module. I siphoned most of the water out and used a little cup thing to get the rest out, tilted on the angle, and then when I removed the pump I had a baking tray, a roasting dish underneath, and I had to use 2 roasting dishes because the first one filled up, so I got a lot of water on the floor. So anybody with comments below might want to tell you how to do it better than what I did. I didn't really want to get another control module. They're over $200 here in New Zealand, brand new, refurbished, but I see on Trade Me that there are some for around $40, so maybe you could find a cheap one. Anyway, I've repaired this PCB in various ways before, so I thought I'd have a go. Here's a photograph of the PCB, and you can see on the bottom left hand side that there's damage to the board, and that white wire is because one of the tracks was totally destroyed, and I rerouted it through the white wire there. The reason why that part of the board was damaged is because there's a plastic finger that hold from the casing that actually holds the PCB down in that area, and it's right on the corner and probably had water damage. Anyway, you can see it's surface mount, but there are discrete components, so I thought I'd try and work out a bit about what was wrong before diving in, and on the next slide you'll see roughly what I found out. Now, this pump, it's if you follow the traces you find that it's in my case it's actually powered by those things there are IGBTs, but I think someone else, and one of the instructable people, found that they were FETs, but anyway in my case they're IGBTs, and it must be a bridge. And so instead of powering the pump through a triac or SCRs or whatever, they actually must recreate the AC from the high voltage, because that big area where AHI and BHI, B high and A high, that's the high voltage, the DC high voltage that's created rectified from the mains. And so those two high ones are optically isolated by those optocouplers there, and they are driven through 100 ohm resistors from those 4 transistors in the right hand photograph there, and that's where the damage to the board is. So I should have just went in and tried to work out if any of the transistors were wrong, but first of all I wanted to find out whether the transistors were FETs or BJTs. So I could read with my magnifiers the marking on those little transistors in the corner there, and it was 1FP, and so inspired by David Jones of EEV blog, reverse engineering, he goes and looks on various things and tries to identify them, and so I found that URL up there and put in the 1FP, and it came up with a BC847B, and when you go there and you look up the data sheet for that, and the marking code even tells you that it's made in Hong Kong. Anyway, so it's a BJT. So I got the multimeter and putting the positive lead, putting it into diode test mode, and putting the positive lead on pin 1 and the other leads and the negative lead on pin 3 and 2, you should get a diode drop, and the other way around it should be open circuit, but it's in circuit, so you don't really know what's going to happen. But anyway, I tried it, and the bottom, the one closest to the corner of the PCB was open circuit always, and the other 3 had the diode drop 0.7 volts perfectly for base to emitter and base to collector on all those other 3. So I found the faulty transistor, and I desoldered that, and I have another board from another washing machine, and I desoldered one of the transistors off there, soldered it onto there, and reassembled everything, and to save doing a wash, there is an actual way of just running the pump in diagnostic mode, and this is from someplace somewhere, and it tells you how to test it. And I tried that, and first of all I put some water in using the valve test mode, which you can see there, and then I tried the pump and it ran, and the rest is history. The washing machine is going again, so I was very pleased, and I saved myself $200 and something. And I also need to somehow coat that board to try and prevent it deteriorating further, but I don't have any conformal coating at the moment, so I've left it, and I'll wait for it to break down again before I do that. Anyway, I hope it's helpful to someone. Just don't be too scared of the of fixing the motor control module. Thanks for watching. Bye.